Hello and welcome to a supermarket car park somewhere down the Mississippi Delta. I was recording a vlog on the Mississippi Delta today, however things kinda took an unexpected turn. I shall explain that now. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just play the vlog I had recorded up to that point as normal, and we'll get things in chronological order, shall we? Hello and welcome to a trailer in the Mississippi Delta. This is where we've been staying for the last few days, because obviously I wouldn't do anything the sensible or easy way, would I? So the main reason we are staying in a trailer down the bayou is because obviously WrestleMania was on this weekend and every hotel room in New Orleans was booked. So we ended up about an hour south of New Orleans, right on the Mississippi Delta. And it's actually been really nice here. I mean, the place is kind of a crap hole, shall we say? But I think that kind of adds to its charm, you know. It's like, the trip would be really boring if we just stayed in a Holiday Inn every town we went to. Like, what's the bloody point of that, eh? Anyway, we're going to do a little bit of exploring of a fort, which is just down the road from us. Okay, so this is Port Jackson, which is located about 40 miles from the mouth of the Mississippi on the Delta, just south of New Orleans. Unfortunately, the place appears to be locked, which is a bit annoying, but we should be able to have a look inside in a second. Awesome structure. I'll tell you a bit more about it in a second. So that's a little bit of the inside of her. Shame we can't go in, but I think it was quite badly damaged by Hurricane Katrina, so as a result I think they only allow guided tours in here now. There are ships constantly coming in and out of this channel. We're just down from New Orleans, which is a major port, obviously. Pretty amazing sight. I don't know how well it's showing up in the distance, but just behind the nose of that ship that's just coming across, there is an oil refinery. There is quite a lot of oil refineries in these parts. One might say that it's a bit of a shame that such a beautiful part of the world is given up towards oil refineries and things like that. But I suppose you have to put them somewhere, don't you? Anyway, back to the fort. It was built, I think it was the 1820s, originally as a defense outpost for New Orleans. It was then used as a fort and was the site of apparently a pretty horrific battle during the American Civil War. Obviously, given the part of the world we're in, it was on the Confederate side. And it was used, I think, until about World War I, at which point it was no longer needed. Since then, it has been kind of fell into disrepair until it was declared a national monument, I think sometime in the late 60s. Since then it has been badly damaged by a couple of hurricanes, most notably Katrina. It seems Sam has found a tunnel, so let's do a bit of exploration, shall we? Alright, we're probably not going to be able to get into the fort, but sure, we'll have a little look-see anyway. As you can tell, they've got a pretty decent moat about it, and I don't fancy going through dirty swamp water in the middle of the Mississippi Delta because I like being alive. Alright, I'm just going to hold the camera up to my face really close like this and make occasional shrieking noises to make it seem scarier than it actually is. And I'm going to call this video the Delta Witch Project. I'm not going to puss out and leave you behind. Let's do this. Is there a wasp's nest?
Oh, 15.
Show me. Oh dear, that doesn't look entirely good. Is there anything coming out of them?
Not that I can see. It's little mozzies. There's more mozzies than there is anything else.
Let's go. Do it. I'm following you.
Where's my name, Steve?
I'm right behind you.
Oh, I'm scared as. You go first.
Okay, can I have your phone? Because I just need the torch for a minute. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, alright, let's do this. I can't see shit past here. Oh my god, I feel like I'm in a game of Doom. Remember that, 90s kids? Holy crap, I'm shitting a brick here now. I half expect to see like skeletons or some shit.
What do you think of it?
Well, there's like a McDonald's cup on the floor here. Oh, what's that on the floor?
Stone.
Stone of some description. Okay. This is it, it just leads into this chamber.
Okay, I'm done. Can we...
Alright, we have a little bit more light here. This appears to be it, kids. I'm assuming it was some sort of munitions dump or some shit back in the day.
I don't know.
Okay. Come on, come. You got this, Sam. You're a strong, independent woman. It's just a pile of rocks at the end. Okay. Time to make like a guillotine and head off.
Come on then, Blindy.
I'm coming, Blindy. Oh God.
Well, that was terrifying.
Well, that's my sphincter worked out for today. How would you rate it out of 10, Sam?
That was gross and scary.
It was gross and scary. Some really beautiful plants around here. We've got this gorgeous orchid just growing in the moat of the fort. Apparently there's a whole load of other forts nearby as well, but they're all on the other side of the Mississippi, where unfortunately a rented two-wheel drive Nissan Pathfinder won't be able to go, which is a bit of a shame. But there's a lot of really cool history around this place. I know it's kind of the backwoods, both figuratively and literally, but the Delta's a really cool place. If you are ever in New Orleans, you need to come here. It's mad. Right, we go back to the car and we are literally going to go down to the very end of the road as far as it will let us. Okay, well, we got to the end of the Delta and now we are getting the fuck out of here very, very quickly, and I will explain why after I get back to the house. Shit got weird! Samantha, would you like to describe the current state of your butt cheeks?
Very clenched. Very, very clenched.
Understandable. Right. So, when we finished up at the fort, we decided we would go right down to the very end of the road in the Mississippi Delta. And maybe 15-20 minutes later we got there, and it was a cool place full of these beautiful wetlands, and in the middle of these wetlands there was a dirty grey oil refinery. And I actually just thought it would be a cool photo. So Sam pulled over at the side of the road, she was driving, and I decided I'd get out and I'd take a picture of the oil refinery. You know, not up to anything untoward anyway. At which point a police car drove past me and just went and did a U-ey as soon as he saw us. And I was like at first thinking, what the fuck did I do? Like, you know, it was like, were we not supposed to go into the fort or something? Is this a private road? I honestly hadn't a notion what was going on. Really hadn't a clue. Anyway, so the cop then came over to me, and I happened to be standing outside the car, and I had my hands in my pockets, and he kind of went, "Get your hands out of your pockets." And I did. And the next question he asked me was, do I have any firearms on me? Which, if you're not American, that's a pretty intense question to be getting asked. So he then went on to explain that apparently it looked suspicious that I was standing outside an oil refinery taking pictures. And I assumed, didn't think too much about it. It was like, oh, okay then, I'm sorry, I wasn't up to anything sinister, you know, the usual kind of stuff. Then he stated that a couple of months ago they'd actually found a Syrian dude with a load of maps taking photos of the oil refinery, at which point my sphincter tightened just a little bit. Just a smidge. So anyway, look, the cop himself was absolute gentleman. Having a bad word to say about him, he was a total and utter pro. Can't say a bad word about the guy. And this isn't one of those stories that is going to paint the American police in a bad light. The guy was an absolute professional and was just doing his job, and frankly, doing it well. I even said it to him that now that I thought about the situation, that if I was him and I'd seen me outside an oil refinery taking pictures, I'd probably have asked me what I was doing too, and that's absolutely fair enough. So he eventually got word back from the station that both Samantha, who was with me, and I had no criminal record or anything like that, never been in trouble in the United States. So that was it. He let us go. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are into photography or vlogging or anything like that, maybe don't go taking pictures of oil refineries. Apparently, people get a bit worried about that sort of stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to go back to the accommodation now and fear poop. Anyway, I shall leave it there for today. Tomorrow morning we leave for the land of barbecues, guns and wide open spaces. That's right, folks, we're off to Texas. See you next time. That's if I can successfully stay out of prison.